Everyone's like that.
Mm-hmm.
But to move forward, we have to understand something. And I don't care if people get this wrong. If you want to move forward, and you don't want to be alone, you know why you don't want to be alone? It's because you don't want to be alone with your thoughts and with yourself. And you're not developing yourself. That's the reason you want to be alone with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be around people, letting
That's
you
a
know, telling you what
distraction.
the hell you have to do, distracting you from who you really are. Instead, accept you who you are and move forward and develop yourself and learn yourself a skill, change your mind, and change your basically your mindset.
I had a conversation with someone like that yesterday. He said he's actually sad when he's alone. That was the comment. I told him the exact thing. I said, you have to find yourself. Once you find yourself, you actually become. I prefer to be by myself now. Like,
Good afternoon. This is a very special episode of Ando Conversando podcast. This episode going to be recorded in English. So, because our guests speak English, this is a very special guest. Episode 2, Season 1. So, I would like to do a brief introduction before getting into the camera. My boy was born in Haiti, but 5 years old, he moves to the U.S. and spent the rest of his life, most of his life over there. Something interesting is he worked with an artist like Ace Hood, Florida Ride. I'm sorry, Florida Ride, and has been in the Dominican Republic living for 6 years, and has been working in NTV, several stuff. He's an entrepreneur, working from home, do charity. We're speaking with someone with many multifaceted person. So with you guys, I would like to introduce my boy, my friend, Junior Saint. Welcome, boy.
placer.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Gracias.
My pleasure. So, bro, thank you for coming here, and I would like to speak with you. How was your life? How would you end up from Haiti and live in the United States and even working in NTV? How does that work? How did that work? How'd that happen?
A lot of determination, number one, and honestly, everything I want in life, I go after it until I make it a reality. So how it happened is, as a 5-year-old, my father used to be one of those people that send people to the U.S. on a boat. And
Oh, really?
Yep. At 5 years old, I was just happened to be there. I heard 2 stories of it. What I remember as a child and what he told me when I met him a couple years ago is that, hey, I was there saying goodbye to one of the boats that he was sending off, and he said it was my idea to just put him on there and go. And so that's how I end up in the U.S.
Wow,
and
man.
Then, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
and-
basically, he lost you for a second.
yeah, he just said,
And
hey.
then you end up in the U.S.
Yeah, he just told me go
What?
create your life. So I went to the U.S. and I spent, like you said, most of my time there. And I'm a people person, so I kind of fell in love with just connecting after getting out of my shell. I wasn't always this confident. I used to have some personality issues, but time came around. Here we are now.
Wow, that's a crazy story. But once 5 years old, you're in the U.S. You don't know language or anything. You're just there, 5 years old boy. What did you do?
I was with one of my half-sisters. My half-sister came and got me. Once you were entered at U.S. legally, they allow you to contact family members if you have, and I had. So she came and got me. I spent the next 8 years with her, and she helped raise me. The language barrier, it's funny you said that. Yeah, when you first get there, you don't really know any words, and the kids will teach you only the bad words.
Yeah.
So that's how it kind of worked out. And then from there, at 15, I left her house, and I went out on my journey, and I've been on my journey since then. And
Nice.
so that's when I stopped being scared of people, start connecting with people, building, learning, and then, like I said, after everything I saw I wanted to be in life, I went after it until I got it.
Wow, that's amazing. And something curious, because once you're there, what was the biggest challenge to being there in Florida?
Oh, wow.
What was your biggest challenge that you can say, wow, that was the hardest part of my life?
First of all, I would say the adjustment, because I can honestly said from that arriving there about 5.5 till I want to say 9-10 years old, somewhere I blocked it. I don't remember, because those were triumph. There was a lot of triumph, difficult time, living situations. So shockingly, that part of my life from like 5.5 years old till I want to say 9, 10 years old. I don't have, it's somewhere there because I believe in science. I believe in what you go through in life. But for that part of my life, it doesn't exist. I only remember maybe 2 or 3 things that has happened to me.
It was hard.
And then from there, my life started when I was about 12. So
Yeah.
that's how it really, it's a gap. But that was one of making the adjustments. Then and again from there, going through immigration process, and then it was a lot. But that was the 2 biggest thing I would say that was the most, that adjustments. Life that comes at you when you don't know the language and you don't know a lot of the things, but it was a preparation because I did it again as an adult, and this is why we're here now.
Exactly.
Because not knowing the language, being, hey, I'm here now, let's go. So I kind of mastered that of just going new places.
Wow, that's wow. Most people is actually afraid of that. It's afraid because people's really afraid of change. Change is scary people, and most of the times, the things that you wish in life is just a little bit beyond of that thing that is uncomfortable. That's the thing.
And you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
That's true.
That's for sales. That's for everything. But yeah, if you're scared of failure or scared of the outcome or you don't see you can do it, that's your biggest obstacle of overcoming. Because for me, I master the art of not being a failure. I'm no longer scared of failure. So I can continue try different outcomes, but I'm never going to be scared that it's not going to happen, because it will happen, because I'm stronger than what's in schedule for me. There's different outcomes. You're going to get the outcome you go for. If you quit, you don't get nothing. If you try, you're going to get somewhere till you're satisfied, and you're going to say, hey, okay, I'm good. I'm satisfied right here. Or you're going to say, well, I'm here. I want more. And you're going to work for more. You're going to do more. That's what I've mastered in my journey. The art of not fail.
I don't believe in failure.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I just believe in experiences. What people call failure is if you try something and it doesn't happen, people is more afraid of what the other people is going to say more than the fact that actual failure. That's what I believe. That's what I believe, actually. I believe in experiences. You learn from experiences. You never lose, actually. You just learn and move forward.
Wow, that is deep, and I like that. I like that. Like the conspiracy, but what you're saying is 100% true, because you learn, and then that's going to come around and it's going to teach you. Like, oh, yeah, that happened that one time. Now I'm going to go ahead and make this adjustment because I already know what happened.
Exactly.
And then be what you said, what other people come, I had to overcome that, because at one point I did care about what, not everyone, but certain people, you always going to give them that power over you of like, hey, I care what they think. And that was, someone came on my journey and taught me that. Like one person told me, I said, cool, I made a little adjustment. The next person came and said, no, you're this. You need to understand it. And once that person opened my eyes to that, everything changed, because I made just 2-3 adjustments and whop.
Everything changed.
Everything changed because I learned from that exactly what you said.
I know what I'm telling you. If you care about what people say, you're just giving. They don't have that power, actually. You give them that power.
Exactly that.
And that affects you if you allow them to affect you. So I truly believe in that. So something what I'm curious about, Junior, is what brings you to the Dominican Republic? What did you like it that much in here?
Actually, no. I was supposed to be here, and I was just coming here I was heading to Switzerland, and going from Florida, went to Haiti for a little bit, and then I was just coming here for transit. And then I believe, I'm a man of faith. I believe in God, and God had a different plan for me. And it didn't work out as I planned it, because he had his own plan. And so I ended up being here, and then it went from like, okay, I could be here for a little bit to then, okay, I'm going to be here longer. Okay, I'm going to make these things happen. None of it worked out because there was a bigger plan. And I got blessed because after the first year being in DR, my birthday comes. Well, not even a whole year, a couple months, my birthday comes. And for the first time in my 36 years of life, I felt alone. I've never felt alone before like that. Like you're home, you know what I mean? You could be like, okay, I'm alone. No, I felt alone because for the first time on my birthday, I was truly alone. But instead of feeling sorry for myself, the next year, I say, I'm going to celebrate my birthday different. I'm going to do something for people with less than me to celebrate. That's how I want to celebrate. And it didn't work out exactly how I did it, but that moment of my lowest turned into a reason that I wanted to have a better experience, like you're saying. Like, I want a different outcome for my birthday. And I bought the food. I went out, I bought the food, I prepped the food. It took me forever all day. And I had to take a Uber because I didn't have a vehicle. And I had to call an Uber and convince the Uber to, I'll pay him Uber plus tip if he drives me around so I could find people with food that needed that meal.
So homeless people.
Yeah, homeless people. And
so that's curious. That's interesting. So you decided to celebrate your life, your birthday, because it's celebrating your life, giving to people who actually has less than you.
Of course. Because someone I used to spend time with taught me something. It's Ubuntu. Now it's very popular. I'm sure you heard it since I've met you, and you hear I am because we are. So she taught me that 3 years prior to my journey here, and I fell in love with that meaning because that's who I was, but I didn't have a purpose or actual name for it. Of just I am because we are. Because if I'm happy, you're happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. Togetherness, we could get further. That's always been my thing. I used to dream when I was like between 13, 14, and 15 that I wanted a orphanage called There 365. We are there, and I will work there. But the fact she taught me that, so when I was at my lowest, I said, okay, I am because we are, but don't feel sorry for myself. Let's pick up other people. Let's help somebody else. And then it's been 5 years now, and now it's my charity. And that started at my lowest, and I said, I'm never going to feel sorry for myself. I'm going to do something that not only help others, but the feeling I got my first time I did it on that night, I saw a mom and a son sitting in the overpath of the highway waiting to ask people for change. And I happen to have 2 plates, and the kids say, hey, Moleno, it's like basically saying, is this for us? And my smile went so big, and I gave them the 2 plates. And then the mom looked at me and says, yes, thank you. And my smile, and I started going down the other path, but I started crying. So that was the moment I was looking for that gave me a purpose on my birthday. And that's how it became a reason to smile, because it gave me a reason to smile, and I also give the people I'm helping a reason. So it's 2 of us. We both get that pleasure. But every year since then, I've had a different heartwarming, special moment to not only make me, I would say, obsessed with it, but addicted to it, that I can change so many people's day just by the action that I choose. So I always want to tell people that your action matters. So that's why I do a lot of the things I do. But that was my reason to start what I started. And it's an amazing feeling.
It is because actually you're sharing your blessing with the other ones. And something that most of the people believe is supposed to be there just because they don't really appreciate that. There are people who actually are struggling for that. People are struggling just for the plate of food every single day. And then you go on your birthday, spend your money, and give them some food and make them laugh. Oh, yeah. Makes you happy, and that's the way you celebrate your birthday every single year.
Every year.
For the last 5 years, right?
Yes, indeed. And it's a blessing. Now it's more than, we do it 3-4 times a year. Plus, yeah. we help out a campo in Monte Plata, where we provide dental care. We partnered up with a live dentist. They provide dental care. We provide Christmas. We have an event coming up, Christmas, where we're going to be doing 100 bags of food for families for the holidays, for Christmas, because it's that important to leave an imprint on someone's life.
Yeah.
And for me, that's my goal. That's my world. That's the bubble I live in. That if I can help people, I'd rather do that than do that. And something I believe in, I always say it is, I rather not be completely full if I can help. If I can share my food with other people, I don't need to be full. If I get just enough for myself, I'd rather split what I have 5 times if 5 people could be happy. So it's a blessing.
It's a big heart, my brother. It's a big heart. So something that I would like to take advantage of this space and speak with you that really catch my attention about you is I know several people that came from the U.S. living here and decide to live here, and they work in the consular industry and the contact centers and all that, and they just live that life and never try to get more from life. But I know, because I know you, can I speak freely about your life?
Of course.
Okay. I know I met you at the lowest, and now I know you live in a tower with pool and everything. You're rocking, doing business, hanging out, working independent, working remotely. You're making good. So, and there are people who actually never do that, and there are people with the same set of skills that you have, and probably even more, but they don't do it. What's the difference? How that happens? How did you end up to live in the hood, in the DR, to live just in Churchill, where the rich people live? How that happens?
First of all, because of God. Number one is God, because and honest truth, you said it earlier. I got to work with artists as Flow Rider, Ace Hood, being in the same room as DJ Khaled, being in the same room as some of the big Trey Songz biggest artists, and being a network. So I had it in the U.S. So even though I lost it all, once you have a taste of something, you cannot not want it more. You're going to do different outcomes to get it, or you're going to quit on yourself and say, okay, like I said earlier, you're okay where you're at. But for me, is that I had that taste before. I've always been at that level. It took me a while. When you met me, I was at my lowest. I was trying to figure it out. But I just told you what happened. I found my purpose. My purpose is to help people with less than me. Once I started helping people, my blessing came. And then my depression, all the things I was battling with no one knows, started going away because I found where I was supposed to be doing. Once that happened, my brain started functioning and people started reaching out and things started happening. And then at the same time, I have a great support system. I didn't know I had it until it was like, wow, I really do. But we are all doing growth. But and last but not least, it's me. They may have the same skill set or more. They're in the same situation, but none of them is me.
Exactly.
I am the person that I see both ways. I put myself in the other person's shoes first, so I understand where they're coming from, and I don't react. And then my drive is, I know the lifestyle I want, so I'm going after that lifestyle. I'm going to carry myself. It took me a while, but I have a respect for myself that I have a standard, and I'm going to give you that standard, and I expect the same standard. If you don't give it to me, I'm no longer in your space, because that's the standard I have for myself. Once you have a standard for yourself, other people will have the same standard for you, or they're going to go against you, and that's good. Let them. Everyone plays a part in your reality. Some of them are here for longer, and some are there for a quick purpose. Like, boom, you were here for 6 months. We had great memories. And now your time has ended because you're not growing. I am. I'm not growing. You are. There's one way or another. So that's one of the main thing. And when we live where we live, not having water for a whole month, 2 months in the apartment.
It's fucked up, bro.
It was so bad. But guess what? We look where you're at now. Look where I'm at. We both had a vision. We want better than this. At that point in our lives, that's where we're at. But we didn't accept that you were doing same thing you're doing now. You were working for multiple job things, working from home, running this, doing that, because you know who you are. You are the boss in the making.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
Let me tell you something. I remember feeling so frustrated working in call center industry. I was like, feel like so stuck. I felt like I was in a prison. I felt like a bird in a cage. That's the way I felt. I felt like, okay, I hear, what? Why I'm spending all my life doing this? It's not a bad job, okay? I don't want to misunderstand this. For me, it was a great start. But I saw people around me doing that for 10 years.
Yep.
Same.
Same thing.
Everything. Making calls, taking for calling, blah, 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 blah. For 10 years straight. I was like, no, I cannot do this. I was starting to get depressed with that.
That's that
I gotta be honest.
complacement. That's
For
that
real.
Complacement.
Then I remember I quit my job and then started to do something similar but from home because I was trying to get more money. I didn't work out that as I expected. And then I ended up on real estate, and I'm still working on real estate at the end of the day. It was the best decision of my whole life, working real estate.
The best decision in your life was to quit that call center.
Yeah.
And do that, because once you get a taste of it, that's when you start escalating more. Because if you never quit it, you're just gonna say, okay, I'm gonna go from an agent, I'm gonna go into QA, and then that's why you're stuck.
Let me tell you something. They promote me to QA. The client promote me to QA, and even they promote me to QA supervisor. I quit.
That was the biggest turning point of your life. Once you did that, it makes it to, all right, I know what I can do. Right now, that's why I'm where I'm at. Because I'm in tech. Because I said, hey, I quit that call center because it was dragging me. And once I quit, another opportunity came
up.
And then I did that, and I said, wait, I can do that for that person. I'm going to open my own LLC. I opened my own LLC. That was good for a while. That didn't work out as planned, but the next opportunity come in. Now I'm in tech. I have a career job, working career, helping people every day and getting paid for it. Like I took by quitting that call center. So that's why I say it's a great thing.
Exactly.
You did the same thing.
No. I hate that. I feel terrible for some reason. And there are people actually, and something curious. I remember I came from small town here in the DR and came to Santo Domingo with nothing, just a few bucks in my pocket, get that job. And then once I have what I was praying for, some years later, I hate it. You know how life it is? Then you feel like, okay, life is more just than being 9 to 6. And that was driving me crazy. You have no idea. It was driving me fucking crazy. You have no idea. So once I quit that job, I got, just like you say, everything starts happening because most people, we believe everything is guaranteed. Anything is guaranteed. Move forward is the only thing that's going to guarantee you stuff.
Exactly. You
got to do something or you're going to be stuck your whole life. If you don't do anything, you're going to be stuck. You want a better life? You're praying God. God doesn't going to give you opportunity. God doesn't going to give you just the job or the perfect business.
Exactly.
They're going to give you the opportunity to do the business. So you have to move your ass for wherever you are and do something, connect with people, meet people, do whatever you got to do.
If you don't, you're going to be stuck in the same place.
No, I felt terrible, man. I spent 3 years doing that. I was like, what the hell, man? Through different campaigns, doing sales, phone sales. It was amazing, actually.
That's how
what helps me.
I met you when you were working at that call
doing
center.
phone sales. I remember I was doing phone sales, and phone sales helped me to do what I do, actually. Sell real estate to Americans and to churches and all that. So that's the reason why. But I would like to speak with you. Because people like us, we are tough with ourselves, you know. To move forward, you have to be really tough with yourself and tell to yourself the reality. Because if you don't know what you are, you don't know what you don't have a start point.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
What was that advice that you gave to yourself that you said enough?
The turning point was cutting people off. Enough is enough. Because one thing I learned a while back is I removed the word why me out of my vocabulary. That word does not exist to me anymore.
Wow.
I remember at one point I used to be that, but I removed that word. Once I removed that, then I accepted my actions. Once I accepted what my action gives me, then I remove the people that wasn't bringing value to me. It took me a while. Don't get me wrong. I've hung out with people that was dragging me down, and because I was alone and I didn't have the support local system I needed, I accepted what they were doing to me, dragging me down, put me in worse situation, all the things that I possibly could have, because I was afraid. Again, I told you I overcame that. I was afraid to be alone. So once I accepted those things, it's okay to be alone. If someone's not bringing to you, bringing positivity, bringing more to you, remove them. And if they're overweight, just remove them. And once I did that, it was, I can remember, it was summer of 2020, end of summer of 2022 is when I realized I made that leap. Because someone told me, this is where you at, but you can get here if you just realize your value. Once I did that, I just grind. I bet it on myself. They gave me an opportunity, like you said. They gave me an opportunity with the company I work for.
Oh.
And they were paying me pennies to the dollar, but it was an opportunity.
Opportunity is an opportunity.
Exactly. I took that opportunity. I outworked everyone they put in front of me, and plus, where I took the company from 3 employees to 12 employees. 15 employees, and went from an agent to admission managers.
Whoa.
And helping people, because I know my piece. I know where I'm at in life, so I know what it took me to get there, what I had to do. So we sell education, and I just put myself in their shoes to understand where they're at in life, where they're trying to get, and what do they need? And I help them paint that picture. What do they need to get from where they're at now to where they just told me they want to get to? I help them paint that road like I'm the constructor. I pay that road, and that's what you're going to need. And by good 65% will kill it instantly. Another 15% will take time.
Whoa.
But at least 85% of the people are going to get there if they do what they're supposed to. And so that was my other passion, of what I found to help me be me. I'm at peace.
Nice.
Still a lot of obstacles. Still a lot of things are happening. I got to deal with right now, the country's treating my people, who I am, Haitian, terribly. I'm part of it, but I don't allow it. I'm at peace. So whatever is for me will happen, and then I direct and create my own reality.
I don't know any Haitian that lives the life that you're living here.
I work hard.
Gotta be honest, okay?
I
don't know Haitians working by a pool every day with a laptop. I don't know people like that, okay?
and I did it.
Not even Dominicans.
And
Not a lot of Dominicans do that.
And I did it all legally and by helping people.
Wow, it's powerful.
Think about it. My foundation
Powerful.
helped me to find myself. And finding myself, find me a career. And like you said, now I get to live this. It could be better. I'm not complacent. I want more because I want to help more people, but I'm not complaining.
Or never complaining. You know something that really like when you felt alone, when you say you didn't want to feel alone, right? It's not only you. Everyone's like that. But to move forward, we have to understand something. And I don't care if people get this wrong. If you want to move forward, and you don't want to be alone, you know why you don't want to be alone? It's because you don't want to be alone with your thoughts and with yourself. And you're not developing yourself. That's the reason you want to be alone with yourself. You want to be around people letting you know, telling you what the hell you have to do, distracting you from who you really are. Instead, accept you who you are and move forward and develop yourself and learn your set of skills, change your mind, and change basically your mindset.
I had a conversation with someone like that yesterday. He said he's actually sad when he's alone. That was the comment. I told him the exact thing. I said, you have to find yourself. Once you find yourself, you actually become. I prefer to be by myself now. Like,
of course,
I prefer to be by myself. I can be around people for once in a while or certain things, but I technically wake up, do everything by myself.
Of course.
And it feels so much better because it's my everything, and I focus on what I need to. I knock it out the ballpark, and the rest, I go hang out by the pool. I go to the beach. I can relax. I
You
go
do
somewhere.
whatever you want.
Exactly.
But that started with you, because who we are is what we get from the world, literally. Bro, we're about to run out. We're running out of time right now. But a final advice to people, Haitians, Americans, Dominicans, doesn't matter where you are, if any foreign country. What's your advice for that person that actually feels they are at their lowest? What's your advice to a person who feel alone at their lowest, in the same position where they were before, alone their birthday in a foreign country, with your loved people, away?
Okay, where am I? Camera 2? Where am I? Right here? Yeah, look. If you feel alone, right? It's the reason why you feel alone is you don't have a purpose.
Oof.
Find something you are passionate about. Find something you care about. It could be anything, painting, writing. It doesn't matter. Find something you are passionate about and give that 100%, and everything will work itself out. There is no one, absolutely no one, that can stop you from achieving and creating the reality that you want, but you. You are the only person. And that's what you need to understand. There's no one else that can stop you. They can be roadblocked, they can slow you down, but only you can stop you. And that's what's important. Now, for the people that might think they want to move to DR, you can, but I'll give you some advice. If you want to buy a life, DR is the place for you. If you want to buy the nice place, live on the beach, buy service, everything you want at a drop of a hat, DR is for you. Contact my man Santana. He'll take care of you. But if you're a person that's trying to find yourself and thinking you could come here and buy it, it's going to be difficult because it's not like where you're coming from. But if you got your head on the swivel, you can do it. But if you're just looking to come and enjoy DR, it's the place for you. But to find true love, please be careful. I'm coming from a man, I'm all about love, but please be careful. It comes with a price and an obstacle. You may not respect it. But again, guys, whatever you want to do in life, you can do it. No one can stop you but you. As always, I love you guys. I am because we are.
No one can stop you but you.
Thanks,
Perfect closing.
Santana.
Thank you, Junior.
Pleasure.
Thank you. It was one of the best. Wow, that was amazing. That was better than I was expected. Thank you, guys. See you probably in a couple weeks for chapter number 3. Okay? Have a good one.